Welcome back, everyone, to Final Fantasy XIV once again. Last time we left off, we had just finished up the dungeon for this zone. Now we're going to talk to Vanna again. Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertions were more than purely physical. Wrestling's one body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it's unlikely he will create more entelechies. He poured much of himself into Meteon. Now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He'll blame himself. He'll believe that, had he never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world, the media would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14th will be a welcome distraction, and one day hence he'll face the advent of the final days in the role of Fandaniel. Now, though, we have to go all the way back to wherever it was and go and take out those 2 blue quests that we still have. And then we can happily fly all the way back here. Because those 2 blue quests are the only Edith currents we have left in this entire place. And then after that, I'll happily wander right back to the main story quest. We actually don't have that too much more to go, to be honest. I think we're heading... I believe we're in level 88 stuff now, I think. Or we're just about to be. So, I mean, honestly, it's really not much at all at this point. In fact, we'll probably hit level 89 before we even leave the zone, I would think. The experience from these 2 quests, and probably whatever we get from the last main story quest, I'm assuming, in this area. Might be enough to put us over the edge. I guess we'll see. That'll be very close. But I am happy to be fairly close to the end of the leveling at this point. I think once I hit 90, regardless of where I am, I'm probably going to double back to try and do one of those quests, the class quest things, because I know in Shadowbringers it was actually a port to the pot to do one of them. It wouldn't surprise me if they block me from doing part of the main story quest if I haven't done one of those yet. But you have to be essentially be top level to get through it all at once, so that's what I'm aiming to do, again. Yeah, I think so far in this expansion, this is probably my favorite zone. Like, Labyrinthos would probably come in second, and then the Moon third. I have to admit, Golemod was... You're a visitor too, aren't you? Perhaps you might be willing to help me, then. Did you happen to see a blue-haired woman in the area? She wouldn't have been wearing a mask. I see. She and I are students of Academia Ander, and we had intended to spend our downtime visiting Elpis together. We were just on our way when she forgot she realized something back in Agnerosis. So she ran back, and that was the last I saw of her. She could be a bit, how should I put it, scatterbrained, so she may well have simply gotten lost on her way back. I'd rather not search for her myself, for what if she comes back while I'm away. So it isn't too much trouble, perhaps you can be so kind as to look for her. Like us, she won't be wearing a mask, and so should stand out of touch. You'll find her in the area of Philomethia's Notos in all likelihood. If you do come across her, could you help her out a bit, so she makes it back? We'll go ahead and just grab the other one that's around here somewhere. Honestly, if I wanted the side quests, I would definitely make it to 89 just with a couple of these. Because they were absolutely a ridiculous amount here. It's just not really worth it to me to go through the trouble, I think. Alright. Well, this is a pickle. What am I to do? Please tell me you're here to deliver a message from Cleon. You are familiar, yes? Azem's familiar. Oh, and I do like the name, Narn. But if you belong to Azem, then what has become of our visitor from Amarat? He was meant to arrive some time ago. Our wildlife subjects are accustomed to the presence of long-time observers, but when someone from outside Elpis comes to visit, the reactions can be somewhat unpredictable, and occasionally violent. Would you be so kind as to track down Cleon and see that no harm has befallen him? Visitors don't wear masks, so he should be easy to spot. If you do happen to find him in the process of being mauled, you have my permission to terminate the offending subject. Safety first. Okay, so both quests are somewhat in the same area, so... Actually, no, never mind. One of them is way off that way. So we'll do the closest one first, and then head for the, very distant one next. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Garlemald. I have very mixed feelings on Garlemald, because throughout the game it seemed like it was going to be some big, expansive empire that essentially would be an entire expansion's worth of content on its own, and they essentially gave it to us in one zone. And well, I do like what we found in that zone. It just seemed kind of lackluster to me in a way. Like, I don't know. I feel like Garlemald should be a multi-zone affair, but... Oh, that's curious. I guess they can't attack while I'm on a mount? That's strange. Go ahead and get some Holy Spirit in there. Oh, will the Confiter finish it off? Nice. Thank you for taking the initiative. I wasn't sure about the XIV of destroying a creature on her observation. I'm Cleon, recently arrived from Amrod. I assume Mirage sent you to fetch me. I see. Well, we had best not keep her waiting any longer. Fear not, I'll avoid upsetting any more of the local inhabitants. Alright, well that's fairly easy, but maybe we should just go ahead and go for the other one too. And then we don't have to make a second trip back and forth like that. Yeah, I don't have too much time to play tonight, but I'm hoping to at least get into the, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to head back to Labyrinthos next, because we're, like I was saying before, we're essentially 2 levels left in this zone, and I'm assuming they'll make us spend a level on the other half of Labyrinthos, and then have this final level be at wherever we're gonna be for the last zone. Yeah, but yeah, so far the zones, I think it would be this one, Labyrinthos, Thavnair, I think, then Garlemald, then the Moon, because the Moon was really just kind of, I'm actually kind of disappointed in how the Moon turned out. Yes, can I help you? Oh wait, do you need directions somewhere? Not to be rude, but I beg of you. Ask someone else, I happen to be lost myself. What was that? A woman asked you to come and find me? That would be my friend, no doubt. How embarrassing. I'd hope to keep this hopelessly directionless side of myself under wraps. Feel terrible leaving her like that, but I'd clean forgotten a task from one of my professors. Rushed back to collect the item I was asked for, which I found, thankfully, but got rather turned around when attempting to return. Don't you worry about me, I'll be fine on my own. No, if I'm right, then following this road east will lead me to a teleport, I think. I mean, I know. I have business with your friend anyway, I can escort you. You mean it, truly. Well, it is. I mean, if you're heading in that direction anyway, I don't see why I shouldn't tag along. Oh no, please, after you. If I'm able to get as far as the teleport that connects to Patio Okos, I should be able to make the remainder of the trip on my own. Now then, would you mind? Okay, he's accompanying me, so... we might have some monsters show up along the path, who knows. I do think that this path does in fact lead us towards the teleport in any case, so not really an issue. If we can avoid any battles, that'd be for the best. Just seems like only this Occupate is in the way. Seems clear otherwise. But yeah, it looks like I'm gonna probably tap out at 90 with 60k health, I think. So I'm essentially only 1,000 away from it. This looks to be the spot. Enough for me. What a relief to see a familiar sight. I should be alright without you now. After all, it's just a straight shot from here to Portia and Elkos. Goodness, the earful I'm going to get from my friend. I kept her waiting for far too long. Well, I should really hurry. She has own explanation and a heartfelt apology. Do come see us, though. I'd like to thank you properly. Thank you for the help. Truth be told, when my friend first dashed off, I had assumed it was because she had gotten an assignment from Metron. Well, behold, I was right. We're studying at the words of Metron in Academia Ander, learning all we can about the engendering of aquatic life from the self-same master. Honestly, though, I had no idea why Metron would ask me to procure a flower of all things. Well, it's still undergoing testing in Elpis. It's very beautiful, yes, but what has it to do with ichthyology? Well, nothing, that's the point, I'm surely. It must be intended as a present, one meant for Logroth. Metron is hopelessly enamored, as we all know. We do, this is certainly news to me. Now that you mention it, I suppose I've seen sparks between them. I wonder why I never noticed it before. That settles it. We need to hurry back and begin an in-depth observation of their romantic entanglements. Can't believe I've wasted all this valuable research time lost among the trees. And I've wasted even more if not for you, good lady. Now that my friend and I are together, we can get back to the Academia and deliver the flower to Metron before it wilts. Yeah, before we rush off for reward, you certainly deserve it. There we go. Alright. Now we just go ahead and send this one back and we're all good to go. Darn, thank you for seeing the safety of our guests. Indeed, my hesitancy to act would have ended poorly had your messenger not been there to shield me. Now, I'm certainly glad she was. Now, shall we proceed to the business of the day? I believe you had some concerns regarding your personal creations. Yes, and embarrassing as it is to admit, I'm worried that the concepts I registered at the Bureau of the Architect may not be fit for release into the wild. Oh, you needn't feel embarrassed. You wouldn't be the first visitor who expressed difficulty in helping their children leave the nest. We can look into them right now if you like. I should like that very much, but I do have one request. When you swooped in and rescued me from that beast, I was treated to an impressive display of battle prowess. An entity of your strength and instinct would be a perfect candidate for out-evaluating the worth of my modest creations. I must insist that you join us. What a fascinating notion, yes, I quite agree with your assessment. And we all go together, whenever you're ready, Narin. There we go, that's the final ether thing. We are good. We can now fly. After that, we just have to do Labyrinthos and whatever the last zone is, and then we have all the flying things done. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we're heading back to Labyrinthos next. I can't imagine we not doing that. As far as I remember, we should be. Yeah, okay. I think we're right about where that lighthouse is. Yeah, this definitely was an interesting zone, being able to see the past like this and seeing the Asians treating like the normal people. We saw that in Amarat, but it was more particular here too, so... I think we were right here? Yeah, okay, we were. Now listen to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince Emet-Selt and Hythlodaeus that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experiences Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be our weapon against the final days. We must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let's walk together once more, and I'll see you to the doors of Propionion. Then we can just go ahead and fly over there. Your time in this age is drawing to an end. Upon speaking of Manat, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Okay. Let's go and speak with her then.
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home.
Yes, this is where we part ways.
May you and yours emerge triumphant. Make use of the knowledge you have gained, that your days in Elpis and our friend's sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteion free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. And were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteon at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead. Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friends' memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I. As will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandana.
Yeah, is this Amarat?
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. Song of the End. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer Hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiark. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it! We won't accept it! It will be ours again! A world free of sorrow!
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
O mighty Zodiark! God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk. All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague. In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy, even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting.
That has definitely had a tough time, too.
A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Well, now we understand that code a little bit better, don't we? Originally, I'd assumed that she was talking about our time as a Zem, but no, we actually time traveled back to her time. Alright, so we need to head all the way back to the Baldessian Annex and see what's going on there, apparently. Wish my throat wasn't feeling a bit messed up at the moment. So far hasn't been too bad, at least. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Let's head into the main hall. Alright, impeccable timing as always. I heard you were off in the first as part of our efforts to investigate the final days. Well, so often seems to be the case, while you're away we had some few developments, which we can discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. Ooh, new weapon coffer. So you've learned a lot more of the final days. But the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time on the First, events have taken a turn for the worst. The Scions are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of the blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain where and why of it, Alice and Alphana have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they visit, Locus Emmius is one of the worst affected. Vancred and Stydian and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the promise is vast. They only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating, still but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Istola and Master Matoya have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Heideland and the Ethereal Sea, but no avail. As for Tataru now, we've been keeping a close eye on the Forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon. An ambitious project that likely has been for years, if not decades, in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, so we suspect it's still incomplete. You also recall the proposal issued by Master Fortnant to the people of Razahan. Following their discussion, Vitra declared support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far so good, but there's where things get a little strange. Apparently the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel, decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure a safe passage for the Hannish refugees to the tower, Alphanod, Alisei, and Estidian and Graha traveled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital is hardly the safest place to begin with, and now the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortnat. Then panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the link shell went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomena has spread to the capital. The others need you, Nara, and please, you must help them. Having you there will make all the difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was their first port of call, so you better start there. Hopefully Elisa will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking into, so you best take every possible precaution. Alright, we can do that. By that mean we're gonna go ahead straight there right now. Why wait? Alright. It is indeed the final days here. The apocalypse has come. Alright, not a moment too soon. The skies over Galamad are ablaze, but it's events on the ground that concern me. As you have heard, your fellow Scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greeting short after we received word from our troops at the Magna Glacius that the Forum's airship had landed. It was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I would have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we'll discuss them later. I trust you're ready to depart. Alright, let's do it. It's apparently going to be a while, I guess. Which is fine, I guess. This is going to be a long video. Because I don't plan on doing another one tonight, so...
No. No. We were promised an escape. Not to save you, we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
I can handle this pair. You?
Shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
I hope we're playing Astidian. I don't like playing healers. The RNJ taught me anything, I do not like to play healers in these. Nope, we're Alphanod. Staying.
I'll command the beast's attention. See to the wounded.
Help is at hand.
Get up, good sir. We have things to do, please.
Leave it to me.
We good? Yeah, we seem to be alright at the moment. Oh, come on.
Those who can stand, come with me.
Should probably leave, my friend. There I see you turning into a monster there. Myself, I guess.
Easy now. Deep breaths.
Okay.
You're safe now.
Go and go.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Where are they? I don't see any. Get some healing. Probably should heal Obsidian. I shall heal you, Dragoon guy. You do not need to be on the floor today. Oh shoot. Thankfully I know tactics that well. I'm gonna do some DPSing anyways. Somewhat unfortunate. Let me hit myself real quick. That's not what I wanted. And now you're just getting smacked around a bit more than I need you to, man. I'm not even sure what these do, but I'm just hitting all three of them and hoping it does something. He's almost down, so as long as we keep Obsidian alive. Get myself. Okay. We did it! Monsters down.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
No. Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then?
In time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later.
For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
Looks like we're doing LSA this time. At least that's a DPS. I'll probably have to heal myself as well. That's the life of a red mage, right? That isn't too bad. And then Virkir is my healing, so yeah, okay. A lot of stuff to do here, apparently. Gonna cure myself. There we go. I know Graha can heal himself, so I'm not gonna worry too much about him. Why am I getting... There we go. Now something bigger showing up. Take care of Graha, why not? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, get out of the way of that. Let's see. There we go. And then I just get myself beat up. Ugh. Get myself now while I have the chance. Oh, it's not the one I need to be at. Ree!
I'm not done yet.
Ouchie. Yeah, I'll heal you for once, Ra. There you go. We need to get away from that.
Nothing to worry about. The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
Ew. I got caught in that,
As
yeah.
they say, turnabout's fair play.
Let's go and do it.
On guard.
Nice. And down. Nice.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back.
Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out! Get out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them! Not a one! This will be a brighter future! I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of Father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of her as it is. You mustn't let Eorzea's hero fight alone.
You've done well in my absence.
I can look after myself, you know.
Everything's in order, I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble! Come on!
Alright. Time for us to be ourselves again.
Oh, a trio for the ages.
Let me take care of this, my friends. I will aggro it. We'll have some fun. Seems I can't slow it, unfortunately. Yeah, this is going down pretty hard. It's dead. Oh, that's
I had a feeling I'd
something
find
new.
This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
Alright, we'll do it. Yeah, I don't know how you keep things under control over there. Man, you're the one I can count on the most in here. I don't know what they'd do if I wasn't, like, straight up tanking it. One of the ones over here. Yep, okay. Here we go! Here, let me That's unfortunate. That one in the center is gonna clear out first. Yep. And down. Nice.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
More of them.
Xenos! Here! You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship. Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is, and has ever been, my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine. Yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
For nothing, in the end. So much wasted effort.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends. Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, it is only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
Just that face, wow. Alright, we made it back. Though I guess we never actually left this spot in the first place, since I think we started the whole thing like right around here. See Xenu standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. Gods, I don't know what came over me. Excuse me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind, but looking back on it, I stand by those words. I'd say I hope that won't incite him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about that. It's good to see you again. Level 89, nice. Let me go ahead and just pop this weapon for us there. Interesting. Oh, now we're up to 60 already. Wow, okay, never mind. We got to 60 right at level 89, apparently.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Fortuneau Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships are taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuneau. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Sharlayan alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other, I would doubt. But you, I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait. Did you hear something just now?
Dawn may banish even the darkest night, and to this bitter clime bring warmth and comfort. 'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Aetheris. Urianger made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvelous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Urianger's inferior works no more.
Hey! Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? Ahem. As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Hydaelyn's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Aye, not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Urianger made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow! Well met! You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Hydaelyn's right paw. That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I, bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Sharlayan, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperites made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart.
May thy disciples banish this darkest of nights.
I am no esteemed philosopher of eld. Nevertheless, 'tis my hope that what little knowledge I shared shall serve them well, and perchance help save us all. Wilt thou attend us at the Forum and lend thine own wisdom?
If If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
Alright. Looks like they put us just right at Charlian, huh? But this is a good stopping point. We're already an hour and a half into this, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be going back to Labyrinthos at this point, so I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. And see you then.